In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to edit the home page of your new Sola site, and this is specifically for the Knox design, and we're going to customize your homepage design right now. To get to the visual editor, you just want to log into your Sola site, and on the left you'll see this link here, Design and Menus. Go ahead and click that, and your visual editor will open. And we'll just work through these tabs one by one. Site identity, this is where you enter in the site title and your tagline. And this is used in a couple places. I'll show you the first place, My New Church. And you'll see that once you click out of this text box, that text updates right here. Now, comes in handy if you don't have a logo yet. And if you don't have a logo, don't worry, you can put the text version of your church name right here and it'll load appropriately. But it's not just for your design. The site title and the tagline are actually used on a few different places. If somebody Googles your church, the result that shows up, this is what's going to be the title that displays, My New Church, and then your tagline, as well as the site description. So these are pretty important pieces, and we'll leave it there at My New Church. But our church, we actually have a logo, and let's go ahead and select a logo here. And I've got one on my desktop. I'm just going to drag it and drop it right there. And let's select that. It's going to ask if I want to crop it. Unless you have a square logo, you're not going to want to crop this. I'll say skip cropping. And there it is right here. And you'll see that it actually automatically updates. Next is the site icon. If you want to change this little icon that's up here on the top, this is where you would do that. Same way that you changed out your logo. And then image for Facebook and image for Twitter. Again, when you share your website on Facebook or Twitter, if you want a specific image associated with your website so that it has a little bit of a visual along with your site title and tagline, this is the place you're going to want to update and upload your Facebook and Twitter images. So that's it for site identity. Now let's move to color. And as you can see, the color of our sample logo here is blue. We've got a blue accent color here. Well, the good thing about Sola sites, one of the things that our clients love, is that you can customize the color of your design. And you do that easily just by using this color picker here and finding a color that fits your design. If you know the exact hex color of your primary color in your logo, you can put that here. If you don't know what a hex color is, don't worry about it. You can just use this color dropper here and find a nice color. And this is very close to the blue here, so we'll select that. But what about the primary color light? Well, there's the primary color, and for interactions like when you hover, instead of it turning red here, it's nice to have it just turn a little bit different shade. So I'm going to select this as a reference point and copy it and select that color. And here I'm just going to right click and paste, and that's a starting point. And I'm going to drag this up and just get a lighter shade of that same color. Select that. And now when we hover, you'll see that we have a light version of our primary color as well. So now the color of our site has been updated all throughout our site, all these small accent points here, here, here. And now we're just going to go to homepage. And the homepage covers from the top of the banner all the way down to where the footer starts. And let's just start with the banner. You have several options here. You can choose a custom image and a custom link, which is what we have set right now. You can choose a page and select any page from the list of pages you've already created. And in this, it uses the page's featured image. So you want to make sure you're choosing images for all of your pages if you're going to use them on the home page. You can choose a specific post or sermon, and it'll just link to that page, post, or sermon. For now, we're going to stick in custom, and we've got a great integration with Unsplash. Unsplash provides hundreds of thousands of quality, free, loyalty-free. You don't have to worry about legalities or anything like that, and you can use their images on your site. And if you just click this link, it'll bring you to this integration that we have here with Sola Sites and Unsplash. And let's just type in Bible. And this one looks nice. I'm just going to click this, and you can see that it's downloading, resizing, and when the green check mark comes, it's saved into your SolaSites media library, which you can access right here. But there it is saved, and now if we come back here to the customizer, we're going to change the file, and here it is. So I'm going to choose this one. Okay, here's the image. And now that you have the image there, you get to decide if you want it to link to another page. And you can paste any link right here. It can be an external link outside of your site or an internal link. And all you have to do is go to the actual page that you want to link to and copy the URL here in the top by right-click and copy, and then come back here and delete this and right-click paste, and it'll update it right there. We're going to leave it as SolaSites, and if you don't want this to link anywhere, you can just remove this link and the image will no longer be linkable, and it won't go anywhere. This image area, you may want to put the graphic of your sermon series and link to the sermon series page, or perhaps an image like this and just have it linked to an inside page or have no link at all. Let's move to the welcome bar. And this is where you can tell a little bit about your church and give an invitation for them to visit, or you can have your service times, Sundays and Wednesdays, and let them get directions, but you can customize this content exactly how you want it. And then the button link, where you want this to end up when they click it, you can just paste that link right here. Perhaps it's a link to directions on Google Maps, or it's a link to a Visit Us page on your website where you've spelled out some directions. And you can put whatever you would like here. If you want to remove the button, then you would just remove the button text and the button will be removed. Next, featured pages right here. And this works in a very similar way to the banner in that you get to choose to have custom content, a page, a post, or a sermon. And right now we have it set as page, but you could select a specific post as well from the drop-down list. But we're going to stick with page, and you want to make sure that when you create your pages, in order for them to be populated here, they need to have already been created. If you want to know how to create a new page in your SolaSite, be sure to watch the Create a New Page tutorial that we've created. And once that page is created, it's available here, and what SolaSites is doing is it's getting the featured image of that page and placing it right here, as well as the title, and then it links to that page. Same thing with post and sermon. And you can choose your two most important pages right here, perhaps what we believe, visit us, who we are, something like that, upcoming events, and those will populate here. If you don't want to use a page, post, or sermon, you can just click custom and enter the text that you want to come right here, and also enter the image and upload an image that you want to populate here. We'll leave it as page, and let's move on to the next section, recent sermons. Most of our clients really love the sermons feature, and their churches, and they want to propagate the gospel in their community and sometimes around the world, and this is where your most recent sermons are featured. If you don't have sermons, perhaps you're an organization or you do not upload your sermons yet, you can just turn off this section and it's going to collapse the section, and it doesn't mess up the design at all. But we're going to leave it on, and it will show the most recent 4 sermons. And we've only put 2 in this demo SolaSite. But once you populate your sermons, it'll show 1, 2, and then 3, 4 right underneath it. And if they want to, a user wants to come and see all your sermons, they would just click on your sermons page and be able to see all of them. If you want to change the title right here, it says recent sermons, perhaps you want to say recent messages or recent Bible studies. If you're using our sermons feature for Bible study recordings, you can change the text right here. Blog posts is exact same logic as we just talked about right here, and it'll show the most recent 4, and you can turn this off by hiding it, and it will collapse it, won't ruin the design. And you can also, if you're using it, change the heading to recent articles or something like that. And lastly, for the homepage is the Twitter feed. It's a pretty powerful little integration that we have with Twitter, and you can just type in your church's Twitter username if you have it, or perhaps one of your elders' username if you have it, and we'll just change this to John Piper. And you can see that it gets John Piper's most recent tweet. So you can put any username in here and it'll grab the most recent tweet as well as the Twitter profile image. If you do not use Twitter or don't want to have this here, simply hide it and it will remove that from your Sola site. We'll leave it for now and go to the footer. And this is where you can edit the contact details, both the address and phone number, the social profiles over here. And if you don't have one of these, perhaps you don't use Facebook or Twitter as a church, you can just remove that link entirely or remove the email ID, and each of these icons will be removed accordingly. Copyright details are what goes right here at the bottom. So you want to put your church name in place of this Knox right here. And lastly is menus. Now this is handled in a different tutorial, but this is where you're going to edit your footer menu as well as your primary menu, and then any inside page menus that you might have on a sidebar. But we'll leave that for the editing menus tutorial and adding a new page tutorial. That's it for now for customizing your homepage of your Sola site. When you're all done and it's ready, one of the most important steps is to click this publish button. And when you click this publish button, it will update the front end of your site. If we come over here and take a look, you can see all the changes that we've made here on the front end of your site. The blue color, the logo update, image updated, and have fun customizing your homepage and making it match the look and feel of your church's materials and what you believe. And we hope that God will use your Sola site to engage and equip your members as well as to reach your community. We're always here if you need us. There's a chat bubble here when you're editing your site that's only available to you when you're logged into your Sola site. And one of our Sola site's team members would be very happy to assist you if you have any questions or need any guidance in setting up the homepage of your Sola site. Thank you for choosing Sola Sites.